Hi, everyone. I'm Dan Albers, joined here with Tom Benassi. Haven't been here at Cincinnati State in a while, Tom. We've been kind of on the – they've been on the road for quite a bit here. And Cincinnati State is going to come in and play Cedarville Junior or JV, I guess, if you want to call it. Cincinnati, I believe, I've only had still, 2 losses, I believe, up to this point.
8-2.
But one of the biggest things that they got going on right now, Tommy, is that we found out today before the game that Dwayne Bazemore will probably not be on the team anymore due to academics, and also Cody Martin has tore his ACL. So that could be very hard for them when they start playing some of these bigger teams.
Well, yeah, Cody Martin was only in for 4 games this year, but he was averaging 10.5 points a game. And then you add in Dwayne Bazemore, who was the leading scorer through the first 8 games at 13.8. So you're losing 24 points a game when those 2 guys are playing. And it's going to be interesting to see who is going to cover those points. And I see coming in that Devontae Smith is now your leading scorer on the team. So he seems to be the one that has picked up a little bit of the slack for the Surge.
So we got some of the starters for Cincinnati and for Cedarville. It looks like number 21 will be starting. Number 44, what do we got, 15? So number 3, and who am I else missing?
21.
And 21 I got, I'm missing one more, 34. All right, so those are going to be Krufik, Barron, Harris, Muck, and Maxwell will be the starters for Cedarville. And we'll run down Cincinnati's here in a few minutes for you. But, again, it's going to be very challenging for Cincinnati State to see what they'll be able to do with missing some of those guys. And I guess if you want to say this is a good test for them right here, just to see how they'll play in that rotation without those guys.
Yeah, and it's a shame because you're obviously 2 front court guys, and that's kind of where they were at their weakest. They've got plenty of guards that can run up and down the floor, but the inside presence is what they're going to miss, and Cody Martin is one of those guys that good rebounder on both ends of the floor, and Bazemore had really started to come into his own and show a lot more consistency on the scoring end of it, and now you're kind of starting from scratch again, hoping that some of these other guys step up.
Yeah, and look who they got jumping center. They got number 21, Kevin Marshall, will be jumping center for the Surge. So they are very limited on their height. But you know what? Sometimes you don't need that if you got the quickness. You saw that with UC last year.
And I don't even have a 24 on mine.
24 would be official. Yep. It's going to be tipped and controlled by Cincinnati, and having it up front is going to be O'Brien Hobbs. Hobbs looks like it's going to be a 2-3 for Cedarville. Swings it over now to Fischel. Fischel has it. Back up high to Winston Grace. He's been on fire here lately for him, Tom. Over to Brian Hobbs. Looks like they're going to be a 2-3. They're going to stay in it to Cedarville. Over to Grays. Grays cross court over to Hobbs. He's going to drive baseline. Throws up a one-handed run. Shot air ball. No good. It's going to be rebounded by number 21 Harris for Cedarville. Quickly gives it up to number 34, and that's Muck. Muck's going to drive into the basket. Throws up a weird shot off the glass, and no good. Cincinnati quickly running down the court. It's going to be O'Brien Hobbs. Gives it up now to Grace. He walked, no call. And Grays gives it back up to Hobbs now. Back over to Grays. Grays going to drive it to elbow. Kicks it over. Swings it back to Hobbs. Hobbs back over to Grace. He's going to fire up a 3-point shot. No good. And it is going to be rebounded and controlled by number 44, and that's Maxwell for Cedarville. No score here, 18:58 to go here in this first half. Dan Albers, Tom Benassi. And also we got Adam and Chris with LP Motion Pictures helping us out tonight. We appreciate all their help. And there's number 34, and that's Muck. Swings it back now to number 15. Cincinnati's going to be in a man-to-man. And get it to 21, that's Harris. Get it now down in the corner. Baseline shot. It is good. Falls in for number 34, Muck. And Cedarville has that early 2-0 lead. It's a great ball movement there by Cedarville, Tom.
Yeah, you like the aggressiveness right now. They've gone to the basket a couple times now. No question, outmanned. And I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of man-to-man on their end defensively.
Oh, and Cincinnati's going to throw the ball out of bounds. It was Devontae Smith. Throws it out of bounds, and Coach not liking that. Thomas Jackson didn't get the start. You'll see him, and probably see him lighten it up a lot here, too.
Yeah, I was just going to say kind of an odd thing not seeing Mr. Jackson in the starting lineup, but not too bad when you can pull him off the bench as your first sub.
Absolutely. So Cincinnati trailing here 2-0. And bringing the ball up the court will be number 15, Barron. He's going to flip it back over to Muck. Muck is going to drive over to the left, brings it back Picks up the ball, nowhere to go. Good defense by Cincinnati. Gets it knocked out of his hands by Jackson. Jackson's going to come flying all the way down the other end. Lays it up. Shot no good. And he's out of bounds as he tips it, and it'll go to Cedarville.
So Thomas Jackson makes an immediate impact with the first steal.
Cedarville taking the ball out of bounds. Get it to Barron. Barron gives it up now to Krufik. Krufik pulls up, throws up a shot, no good. It's going to be rebounded by Thomas Jackson. He's quickly coming down the other way. Jackson goes off to his right, gets it over to Grays in the corner. He fires up a three-point shot, no good. That looked awful, Tom.
Yeah, that wasn't even close.
And now coming down the other way, Krufik has it. Gets it down in the corner to number 21, Harris. Harris drives in, shows up a shot at the elbow. Good.
Nice shot right there.
Nice shot by Harris, and they've got a 4-0 lead, and there's another substitution by Cincinnati. Number 32, Brandon Murphy, set the check in. They trailing here 4-0. Give it over now to Grays. Grays. You know, we're going to see how that's going to affect them, Tom. That inside presence they really don't have.
No, you don't have the big Bazemore in there. You could dump it down and let him kick it back out. And that's where Marshall's really going to have to step up.
And baseline shot was no good by Kevin Marshall, but shot was no good, and there's going to be a foul on Cincinnati.
I think it's unofficial, I believe.
Yeah, that'll be. We're going to go ahead and call it on him, but he got new substitutions coming in the ball game too. It's going to be Nick Robertson, and also, as we said, number 32, Brandon Murphy. Nick wanted me to give him a shout out for him here. He said, "Why don't you say something about me?"
Well,
I will.
You know, you really can't say a whole lot. You know, and I mean, the guy does everything. I mean, you can't really focus on any one area. I mean, Nick, I really don't know what to say, man. I mean, you look pretty comfy in those cushy chairs down there. I know that.
Absolutely. 4-0 our score. Cedarville up on Cincinnati State. 16:51 to go here in this first half. Cincinnati struggling here offensively. O'Brien Hobbs gets it inside now to Murphy. Murphy kicks it back out. Hobbs fires up a three-point shot. In and out, no good. Rebounded by Harris. Harris going to give back up now to Krufik. Krufik has it. Back up to Harris. Harris is going to dribble out of trouble. Takes it all the way down. Gets it down low into 44. That's Maxwell. Maxwell gets double-teamed.
Oh, he walked.
And he walked, and it's going to be a steal by Grays. And Grays runs it down. It goes off his foot. He couldn't pick it up. Goes out of bounds. So couldn't bend over and pick it up. And we're going to have another substitution. Check it in. It'll be number 10. It'll be Jamal Ivory. Cincinnati has not scored here.
No, they definitely are out of sync right now, and that was a perfect play down there. They dumped it into to the big man down low, kicked it right back out. Open three. It just didn't fall.
Good job by Nick Robinson diving on the floor, and he gives it up to Ivory, and he's going to be fouled. Say 15?
Yeah.
It'll be on Barron. That'll be his first. Checking in will be number 13, and that's Archer.
Couple early steals here for Cincinnati State, both by your veterans in Thomas Jackson and Nick Robertson. You see Robertson diving on the floor.
And there's Thomas Jackson with the ball on the wing. Gets it back up high now. Back over again to Jackson. Fakes a three-pointer, steps in, brings it back out now. Set up the offense 2-3 zone for Cedarville. Swings it over to Hobbs. Hobbs has it on the left wing. Back up high to Jackson. Jackson kicks it down in the corner to Ivory. They get it down low. Robertson back up high. They got 11 on a shot clock. Jackson's going to fire up a three-point shot. Good.
Yes,
hits it from the top of the key, buries it, and that's what they needed, Tommy. It's going to make it score now 4-3. And it'll be
steal.
Steal for Cincinnati. Goes off their foot, man. They're playing sloppy. Give it up now to Maxwell. Maxwell lays it up, and shot was no good. Follows it up, puts it up and in. It's going to make it now 6-3. And Cincinnati playing real sloppy here in the early stages. And Ivory, or excuse me, that's
wide open.
Over to Jackson. He's going to fire up a three-point shot. Good. Can't leave him alone there, Tom.
Yeah,
6-6.
You leave Thomas Jackson that open, you're going to be out of here real quickly.
And breaking the press, they get it Archer now. Gives it over to Maxwell. He's going to drive in. He walked, no call. Give it out now to Krufik. Fires up a shot. It is no good. And getting the rebound is Cincinnati, and that was number 32, Murphy. Ivory's going to give it up to Jackson. Back to Ivory. Back to Jackson. He's wide open again. No, he drives in. And jump stop. Kicks it out. Bad pass. Goes out of bounds, so it'll be a turnover.
He could have easily taken that little jump shot right there in that lane.
And Lionel Hill's going to check in for Cincinnati.
We've seen Thomas pass up a few shots already. I know he's hit 2, but he's passed up about 3 or 4 other ones that he normally would take.
Ooh, there's a foul. Number 10 will be Jamal Ivory. That'll be his first. Yeah, can't reach over the top on that, and that's what he did. Again, we want to thank Adam and Chris from LP Motion Pictures here helping us out with game
Good,
film of this.
Strong
Good move by Maxwell, who puts it up and in, and he's going to be the one, I think, that'll be the muscle man down low for those guys. And they just look really, really sloppy here, Tom.
Yeah, I think this zone has really slowed them down a little bit, but, I mean, they're getting open shots. It's just they don't seem to have that bounce in their step.
And Jackson shoots it, gets fouled. Foul's going to be on number 3, Krufik. That'll be his first.
And we know what happens here when number 3 goes to the line.
Tom, you just jinxed them.
You just go ahead and mark them in the book.
Think you might have jinxed him there. So Jackson on the line. First free throw's good. There you go.
Automatic. He actually hit the rim there. Kind of scared me a little bit.
Bissell checking back into the ballgame. You know, I'm not seeing what's his name dressed?
Shady. Well, Michael Shady either.
And so it's going to make the second free throw. It's going to make it 8-8. 14-29 since they put on a lot of pressure now. And they're going to give it now to Krufik. Krufik's going to give it back up to Barron. Get it in now. Nice drive to the basket by number 34.
Move.
Was no good by Muck. And it's going to go out of bounds. It'll stay with Cincinnati.
Well, right now, all 8 have come from Thomas Jackson on the Cincinnati State side, so somebody else is going to have to step up and start hitting some shots, especially against this zone.
And it is 2-3 zone. They swing it over now to Hill. Get it to Brandon Murphy. And they get it back now to Hill in a corner. Hill to Jackson. Jackson at the top of the key. He's going to come over to his right. Get it to Ivory. Swing it over now to Hill. Hill got 7 on a shot clock, 6 on a shot clock. Jackson gets double team. Get it down in the corner. Here's a 3-point attempt on a way. Nice shot by Jamal Ivory. Puts it in. And, Tom, you talk about making it on the last seconds there.
Beating the buzzer right there.
That'll give Cincinnati a 3-point lead at 11-8. Maxwell's going to drive all the way into the basket. Throws up a shot. He gets fouled.
Boy, Maxwell for Cedarville is not intimidated by anybody on this floor.
Not at all.
That's going to be 2 fouls on Jamal Ivory early in the ball game. And, yeah, like you said, I don't see a Michael Shady who gives them more depth. Oh, he's on the bench, though. I mean, that's another guard for them. And you would think these guards would be loving life with this zone.
Absolutely.
And they just seem to be kind of hesitant when they get the shots.
So here we got the name that we love that we're going to be messing up all day is Fangendorfer is into the ball game.
Fangendorfer.
Fangendorfer. So Maxwell misses his first free throw. He'll be on there for a second one.
He'll probably end up being their leading scorer.
Absolutely. We're going to say his name all day. So that makes it 11-9 ball game. Thomas Jackson now has it again. They're going to be in a 2-3 zone. And like you said, Thomas giving him some problems. Swing it up high now to Hill. He's going to fire up a 3-point shot. No good off the back of the rim. Jackson with the rebound. Jump stop, throws it down low to Graves. Graves throws it up, but he gets fouled. And I believe it's going to be on number 13, and it is. And that'll be his first foul on Archer. Like Cincinnati checking back in will be Marshall.
So Winston Graves goes to the line. I believe he came in averaging, 12.8, just under 13 a game. So he's the second leading scorer on the team right now with Bazemore gone.
He puts in that first free throw substitution, and as we said, Marshall checking back into the ball game.
And right now the Surge have only 2 losses, and they are to number 4 in the country, Danville, and to number 7 in the country, Moraine Valley, both on the road. So they've kind of held their position the rest of the way.
And they get the ball to, I think it was Fangendorfer, and his shot was no good. Cincinnati with the rebound quickly coming down as Thomas Jackson going to take it all the way to the hoop, kicks it down in the corner, but it's going to be deflected out of bounds by number 34, Muck. It'll stay here with Cincinnati.
Well, Jackson is definitely making a concerted effort to dish the ball because he could have easily scored on that layup.
As they taking the ball out of bounds up here 13-9. Get it to Jackson at the top of the key. Swing it over now to Hill. Hill getting it inside. And losing control, but to get it now to Jackson. Jackson has it at the top. 19 on the shot clock. And driving baseline is Gray. He's going to kick it out to number 24, and that is Fischel.
Nice
pass into Graves as he gets fouled. So
finish that.
Great job by Thomas Jackson driving in and getting it down low to Graves. Foul's going to be on number 34, and that's going to be on Muck. That'll be his first. And Nick Robertson set to check back in for Cincinnati.
That's two real nice passes for Thomas Jackson, and Graves has gotten fouled both times going in for the layups.
So Graves makes his first free throw. Graves ready for a second free throw. Free throw on the way is good. So he buries both of them, makes it 15-9. Cincinnati again put on a there's a steal by Graves.
Good job.
Graves gets it's going to bring it back out. Thomas Jackson now has it. Swings it over now to Hill. Hill has it in the corner. And Jackson now swings it over to Graves. Graves has it on the wing, gets it inside to Marshall. Ball's on the ground, and Graves is going to fight for it. He's going to drive all the way in, throws it in the corner. Hill going to fire up a three-point shot. No good off the side of the rim. Follows up a shot. Gets it, kicks it out now to Jackson. Jackson at the top of the key. Oh, nice pass inside. Oh, how did he walk?
Oh, I didn't see that.
I didn't think he walked at all. That was a great pass by Jackson. Wow.
Boy, that's a third real nice pass by Jackson. He's got nothing to show for it. 2 fouls and a travel call right there. I'm not sure about that one at all.
So Cincinnati again putting on all that pressure. And Muck's going to give it up now. Give it over to Archer. Archer gives it back now to number 3, and that was Krufik on the shot. Was no good. Marshall with the rebound. Graves now is going to drive all the way into the basket. Oh, nice. Lays it up and in. Just found a seam there, Tom, and laid it right up and in. And it looks like some of this pressure is starting to take effect on Cedarville a little bit. And Barron kicks it. They try to get it back in again. There's going to be another steal again by Graves. Graves quickly coming down the other way. Pulls up. It's going to fire up a shot. No good. He got fouled. They didn't call it. And the ball is going to go out of bounds, or they're going to call a foul.
Yeah, I think it was Robertson had the rebound. And got fouled.
And that's Barron. That's going to be number 2. Looks like we got O'Brien Hobbs and also Shady checking in the ball game for Cincinnati. Number 24, Worrell checking in for Cedarville. And to get it into Marshall now. Kick it over now to Shady. Shady's going to bring it back up top. 17-9, 11:21 to go here in this first half. Dan Albers and Tom Manassi on USBN Sports at Anderson Community Television. Get it into Marshall. Gets double team. Gets it up high now to Hobbs. Devontae Smith baseline throws up a shot. It is no good, but there is Shady with the rebound. Left-handed shot, no good. Smith with the rebound puts it up and in. Cincinnati again putting on that pressure. It's really bothering Cedarville.
Great job on the offensive glass right there by Cincinnati State.
And Krufik almost threw it away. Marshall tried to run it down, saves it. Krufik swinging around now to Archer. Archer has it. Over to Harris. Get it down low. Nice move by Maxwell on the corner. Throws it to Krufik, who throws up a three-point shot. It is no good. Rebounded by Hobbs. And coming down. Oh, he got fouled, and they didn't call it. And that was Shady putting it in. Great pass from O'Brien Hobbs. And Cincinnati now, Tom, seems a little bit more comfortable with a 21-9 lead.
Yeah, there's
So they called a timeout was Cedarville in the last second there. He kind of threw his arm out. Didn't call it. So 21-9 our score here. And Tom, it really, really struggled there in that first half and then in that first beginning of the half there, but really starting to turn it on.
Well, I think one of the things Cincinnati State, they're going to feed off those turnovers, especially with the smaller team that they have now. And when they get those turnovers, they start running up and down the floor. That's where they can really bury you because they can keep bringing bodies in at 5'11", 6'2", in that
Yeah.
range, they got about 6 or 7 guys, and they can just keep running you into the ground.
So, again, we want to thank Adam and Chris from LP Motion Pictures helping us out today on filming this game for us. Appreciate they do a great job. If you need any help with anything, they'll be more than willing to help you out. You can give me drop me an email at usbnsports@yahoo.com, and I'll be able to get you all that information you need. So 21-9 our score, 10:20 to go in this first half. Get it in the corner to Archer. Archer going to try to dribble his way out of it. Goes to his left, picks up his dribble, gets it up now to Krufik. Krufik has it. Gets it down in the corner to Maxwell. Inside, throws it. A nice job by Harris, who caught the ball in a low block. Kind of did a little mini fadeaway. Puts it up and in. Get it over now to Shady. He fires up a three-point shot. It is no good. And rebounded Krufik's going to quickly give it up now to Archer. He's going to drive left-handed shot. Good.
Hello.
Over the shoulder. Puts it up and in. That's going to make it now 21-13. Devontae Smith now dribbles it off his foot, goes out of bounds. So, man, I tell you what, they're really struggling, Tom.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but something's definitely missing from when we saw them last. Obviously, we're missing the big man, but they just don't seem to be in that rhythm that we're used to seeing.
21-13, and it's going to be Harris who had that nice over-the-shoulder layup earlier. Gets double team, gets it up now to Krufik.
Nice.
And he loses, and here comes Thomas Jackson. Going to lay it up and in. Jackson quietly having himself a nice game.
Yeah, he's got 10 now off the bench.
And try to throw a pass into Maxwell. He does get it up and under.
Oh, and one. Good move by number 44, Nathan Maxwell.
Foul's going to be on number 21. And that's going to be on Marshall. That'll be his first.
And that's 7 points for Maxwell for Cedarville, leading the way right now.
And Brandon Murphy's going to check in for Nick Robertson.
Well, Cincinnati State's going to have to get some kind of production out of Brandon Murphy and Tyler Fischel, one or the other. Somebody's going to have to step up on the offensive end to make the team a little more dangerous.
Absolutely. Maxwell misses his second free throw, but they're going up for the rebound. It went off of Cedarville. It'll go to Cincinnati. And it looks like Shady's going to be checking in here shortly for Cincinnati. Jackson has it at the top of the key, swings it over now to Grays. Grays gets it at the elbow to Marshall. He squares up and almost loses control of the basketball. Gets it over now to Grays. Grays going to drive in, kicks it back to Jackson, and he's going to run it down and get it. Almost carrying the ball, Tommy.
He's carrying it
every time.
They're lobbying for it, so look out for a quick call here.
Yep. And kicking it down in the corner to Grays. He's going to fire up a three-point shot. It is no good. Rebounded by Krufik for Cedarville. And the ball's going to be knocked out of bounds by Cincinnati. It'll stay with Cedarville.
So Winston Grays now 0 for 3 from deep, 1 for 5 overall. Struggling from the field, coming in right now as the leading scorer for Cincinnati State.
Get the ball into Krufik for Cedarville. He pushes off a little bit, no call. Picks up his dribble, and now he's going to give it up. Get it down to Maxwell. Maxwell gets it to Harris. Harris going to fire a shot.
He's got a nice shot.
I'll tell you what, that?
He's got the best-looking shot on the floor.
So he puts it in. It's going to make it 23-17. Get it over now to Shady. That was a good job getting in and out, but got to make that happen. And Gray is going to drive baseline now. And kicks it up high, swinging around to Jackson. Jackson's going to drive now. Jumps up, over. How did he get that in? Unbelievable shot by Thomas Jackson. Just looked like he wasn't going to be able to get that in.
Michael Shady with the steal. Forced turnover right there. Great defense on the press.
Monk and Fagendorfer.
Bless you. Bless you.
I don't know if that would be a hard name to have, you know. Thomas Jackson has the ball. 25-17, 7:57 to go here in this first half. Grays at the top, swings it over now to Jackson. Jackson gets it. Oh, try to throw it inside. Murphy should have just let that go. Why did he go for that? Checking back into the ball game will be Fischel.
It's almost a good thing that the Cedarville is playing zone because I think these big men need some work on getting some post presence down there, getting the ball and dumping it back out without it getting tipped or stolen.
Absolutely. So Maxwell gets it in the corner for Cedarville. Try to get it back inside. It's going to be stolen by Cincinnati. Official coming down, and he walked. I think that's one thing that coach doesn't like, man, is just those kind of turnovers. It just absolutely drives him crazy.
Especially when you're coming off a steal to begin with.
Right.
And you're turning it right back over, giving up free opportunities, and it keeps the other team in the game.
Fagendorfer now has the ball. Gets it down the corner. Maxwell, he might have walked it in, called to get it in low. And they swing it back out, but there's Thomas Jackson intercepted. And Jackson going to come down the other way, throws it up off on the front of the rim. No good. But I believe they're going to call a foul on Jackson maybe. Foul's going to be on number 32, and that's going to be on Murphy. That'll be his first.
Another steal. Can't take advantage of. So they're starting to add up for Cincinnati State.
And Fagendorfer has it. It's going to give it up now to number 34, and that's Muck. Back to Harris. Fagendorfer has it at the top of the key, swings it over to Barron. To Maxwell in the corner. He's going to drive baseline, and he gets it down to Fagendorfer. Shot is in and out, goes in. So baseline shot by Fagendorfer puts it in. It's going to make it 25-19. I swear Thomas Jackson carries the ball every single time.
Yeah, it's just a matter of what officials are going to put up with, Because, you could call it every time down the floor if you wanted to.
Swing it over to Jackson. Jackson, and 3 seconds on number 32. I believe that's Brandon Murphy, or excuse me, that's on Marshall.
Marshall, yeah. He just keeps interchanging the big guys. Marshall comes out. Robertson comes in.
Cincinnati again put on that pressure. Muck. Fagendorfer now. Fagendorfer on the left-hand side. Cincinnati's going to get ready to trap him. He's going to drive baseline, and he brings the ball up, lose control, and then a bad pass. But running it down is going to be Shady. He pushed off.
Yeah, he did.
And then he throws up a shot and goes no good. But he got lucky. He pushed off.
Yeah, he got away with one there.
15. That'll be, is that Barron? That's his third? Wow. So Shady's free throw's good.
Did we see the shimmy shake, or is that Lionel Hill?
Let me see. Hold on. We'll see.
I think that might be Lionel Hill.
It's not him. Makes both free throws. 27-19, 6:23 to go here. Dan Albers and Tom Manassi at Surge Arena here, and it looks like they're going to call a timeout by Cedarville. You guys can raise it up if you want. If you want to raise it up. Is that bothering you bending over? I mean, if not, you can just...
Well, Dan, the other thing is the ladies Surge have actually been on the road longer than the men were. They played in a couple tournaments and did very well. They had, I think, four good wins in a row. And then they played at Vincennes, Division I, and lost 60-57. So they've been playing very well. They beat Southeastern Illinois. They beat Delta, Schoolcraft, and Roane State. So 4 good wins on the road, and they continue their journey. They go... I believe they go to South Suburban, and they go to Southeastern Illinois, I think, which is the location of last year's national championship. So they've got a couple tournaments left, and playing very well, it looks like.
Yeah, they really are doing a great job. And, unfortunately for them, they don't come home until January 8th.
Yeah.
So they've had a long layoff. I mean, the last game we did for them was November, right before Thanksgiving. And so we won't get a chance to see them until January 8th.
Yeah, and I believe, was it after Thanksgiving, they actually played 2 games in one day. They played at like 1 o'clock and again at 5 and won both. So you got to like that, but she's got them rolling. I think they're 7-1. So, and your only loss is to Vincennes. I think you'd be pretty happy with that.
Absolutely. So Cedarville take the ball out of bounds. They're trailing here 27-19. And it's going to be a kick ball by Cincinnati. How about that hiring of Tuberville for Cincinnati, huh? That's pretty huge.
The old Babcock had that up his sleeve, didn't he?
Absolutely.
He didn't give any hint, but he had to have had him right there on speed dial.
Absolutely. Nice drive to the basket by Muck. It was no good, and he's going to end up running it down. Get it to Maxwell. Spins, throws up a shot. Good.
Nice.
Very hard basket there by Maxwell. He's having himself a nice half.
Yeah, he's got 9 points.
27-21. 5:53 to go in this first half. Get it at the elbow now. So Murphy swings it out to Jackson. He's going to drive all the way and lays it up and in. They're going to say an illegal screen by number 32, Murphy.
Is that Murphy or Robertson?
I think it was Murphy, I thought, but we'll see who it is.
Robertson.
It is on Robertson.
He was pleading his case, and, boy, there was 2 officials that were all over that call, so no wonder it was a free shot at the basket for Thomas Jackson.
Harris quickly coming down, dribbles in between 2 defenders, takes it, dishes it down to Maxwell. Maxwell up, and shot was no good, and Shady with the rebound, but he loses control of it. And throwing up a shot, a three-pointer by number 13, Archer, and all of a sudden it's a 27-24 ball game, Tom.
Just not taking advantage of the earlier turnovers by Cedarville, and now they've kind of settled down a little bit and gotten into a rhythm.
So Cincinnati, really, Tommy, if this is going to be what they're going to have, shot in and out, no good. Nick Robertson with the tip in. So the shot on the outside was no good by Fischel, but there's Robertson to tip it up and in. So there you go. Nick said something good about you, buddy. Cincinnati again putting on that pressure, and they're going to have to call another timeout. Wow. You know, I believe, do they know they only get 6 in a game?
I don't know. Reminds me of what's his name from Marquette.
Dean, when it was Dean. Whatever he called like 3 in the first 6 minutes of the game. That's funny. Wonder if he's still coaching.
Oh, goodness. I don't know, but we were just talking earlier about the old Bearcats, number 11 in the country. And my Illini finally, top 10 in the country. Big win at Gonzaga Saturday night.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Unfortunately, the Big Ten is going to be absolutely brutal this year.
Yeah, well, so, with the Big East, it's pretty much coming down to them with not a lot of teams going to be lifting that Big East. So Cedarville does try to get out of trouble. Swing it over to finally break the press, and that's Worrell has it. Worrell gets double teamed. He's got nowhere to go, gives it up to Fagendorfer. Over now to Maxwell. Spins out, throws it down in the corner. Get it now to Archer. Archer loses control of the basket, stolen by Gray. He's going to give it up now. And driving all the way in is Devontae Smith. And I think he was in between whether he was going to dunk it or lay it in. He got lucky. And there's almost a steal by Thomas Jackson.
Yeah, Winston Gray's now 4 steals. He's got 6 points and 4 steals. Good first half. Not shooting well from the outside, but he's making up for it on the defensive end.
Coming down now is going to be Harris. Harris gets double teamed and saving the ball. So it's going to be Maxwell. It's going to kick it over in the corner now. Or excuse me, on the wing. And it's a no good shot by Worrell. And he got it into Maxwell, but he got it rejected.
I believe that was Devontae Smith that sent that one sailing.
Cincinnati up here, 31-24, 4:06 to go here in this first half. Dan Albers, Tom Benassi here on USBN Sports at Anderson Community Television. Get it to Harris. Harris gets it in the corner, gets double teamed. Gives it up now to Maxwell. Maxwell spins. He's got 4 on the shot clock. He's going to have to hurry up. 3, 2, and they're going to have to shoot it. And
he got it off.
He got it off. He put it in. So Kruvik puts it in. Wow. Didn't think he was going to be able to get that off. It's only a 2-pointer.
He stayed pretty calm. It would almost seem like he didn't realize it, but he did. and drains it at the buzzer for Cedarville.
Wow. 31-26, 3:33 to go in this first half. Robertson kicks it over now, and the shot was no good by Murphy, but Robinson now has it, puts the ball on the ground, goes up, gets it knocked out of his hands. So Cedarville trying to get right back in this. It's only 31-26. And they get it into Maxwell, but nice job by Robertson to go get it. And Jackson quickly coming down the other way, gets it down in the corner to Grace.
Come on.
Fire up a three-point shot.
Yeah.
Good. Grace hits a three-pointer, extends the lead now to 8 at 34-26, under 3 minutes to go. Ball's on the ground, but there is Cedarville, and it's going to be Harris taking it all the way. Throws it up over his shoulder again, no good. And the ball's going to go off of Cedarville. It'll stay here with Cincinnati.
It's kind of a wild shot by number 21, Samuel Harris. I think if he would have just taken it straight in, he would have been all right.
So we're down under a minute. We got 2:49 to go here in this first half. 2-3 zone again. It's kind of been bothering Cincinnati a little bit.
There you go.
Do a nice high-low. Robinson's got to quit putting it on the ground. But he puts it up and in. He got lucky. He's got to just take that, turn it around, and put it right in, Tommy.
Yeah, I agree.
Harris coming down the other way. Gets it back on the give and go. Lays it up and in.
Nice.
Great pass from Worrell into Harris, and it's 36-28. And Thomas Jackson now going to drive all the way in between two defenders, lays it off the glass, no good. And there's going to be Fischel to put it up and in, or excuse me, Brandon Murphy, I'm sorry. Puts it up and in. And Harris now quickly coming down the right side. And he's going to walk with the basketball. Might have been pushed a little bit there.
Yeah, getting a little tired too, though, I think.
It's like Marshall checking in, and also number 2, Lionel Hill checking in. Just like Harris is finally going to come out of the ballgame, get a little bit of a rest.
See if the big man can get something going again here. That was a real nice high-low from Murphy to Robertson 2 trips ago. And like you said, Robertson's got to stop putting that ball on the ground. He needs to just take that up strong.
Swing it down to Gray's going to drive all the way and throws up off the balance shot, and he's going to get fouled. Foul's going to be on number 44. That'll be on Maxwell. I believe that's only his first.
I'll tell you what, Cedarville's done a real good job in this zone of not committing fouls. I know Barron had 3, but everybody else is in great shape against a team that physically you would think is significantly better than them.
And free throw's no good by Grays.
Grays comes in. I think he was, 76% from the line, I think.
And there he is. He puts one in. He's going to come out of the ball game. O'Brien Hobbs checks back in.
So that was actually the first miss from the line for Cincinnati State. They are 9 of 10 so far in the first half.
Yeah, well, you know that's big with us. We love talking about that. Bringing the ball up will be Muck. They're getting knocked out of his hand. It's going to be Thomas Jackson behind his back. Probably didn't really need to do that. And they swing it back up high net O'Brien Hobbs over to Thomas Jackson. At 25 on the shot clock. Cincinnati up here 39-28. Hobbs gets it on the left wing. Gets it down in the corner of the hill. Get it inside now. Swing it back up. Hobbs over to Jackson. I'm surprised he didn't shoot that. There he goes. Now he's going to shoot it, and his shot is no good. And he's going to run it down in the corner. And Jackson coming off the screen is going to bring it back up high to the top of the key. Swings it over now to Hobbs. Kicks it down in the corner to Hill. He's going to fire up a three-point shot. It is no good, and it's going to be rebounded by Muck for Cedarville. He's bringing the ball up the court. Muck kicks it over to Worrell and gets it over to Krufik now. He gets it inside to Maxwell.
Oh, nice move.
Throws up a left-handed shot. He's going to be fouled.
I'll tell you what.
Great move by Maxwell.
Good recovery by Marshall, too, there. He got him on the head, I think, with his elbow. But he recovered pretty well and came close to getting a block right there.
So Maxwell will be on the line to shoot 2.
Maxwell leading away with 9 points. He's now 1 of 4 from the line, though.
Free throws in and out, no good. Checking in for the first time will be number 40. Boniface is what he said?
Boniface, I have. Yeah, I couldn't read the writing on a couple of them.
I put Bonifaire. That's how I
let's go with that. We'll vote on it at halftime.
Next free throw. Man, not very good at free throws.
Some guys don't like to stand still, Dan.
Nope. Quickly coming down the other way is going to be O'Brien Hobbs. Goes in the corner, brings it back up high to Thomas Jackson. Jackson swings it over to the left to Hobbs. 2-3 zone again for Cedarville. Get it to Marshall. Is going to throw up a high shot right in the key. And it's going to make it 41-28 with 33 seconds to go here in this first half. Quickly coming down the other way is going to be Muck. Gets it up now to Krufik. Krufik has it. And he gets double team losing, and there's going to be Hill with the steal. Giving up now to Jackson. Jackson's going to drive all the way and gets fouled as he goes to the basket. So he'll be on the line. That last foul was on Krufik. That'll be his second foul. Only 17 seconds to go here in this first half.
Thomas Jackson sitting on 12 points for the half. Leading the way for the Surge.
And free throw in and out, no good.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Tom.
Somebody opened a door somewhere because that doesn't happen. This one won't even touch the rim, Dan.
Jackson ready for a second free throw. Free throw on the way.
No.
Good.
Did touch the rim.
So Winston Gray is checking back into the ball game. Thomas Jackson's going to come out. They just don't want to get him a silly foul. Get the ball again. Playing in that high-octane press that they have. Get it to Harris. Excuse me. Try to get it into Maxwell. The ball's going to be knocked out. Ball's on the ground. They're fighting for it. And between Maxwell and
it's going to stay there.
Number 21, Marshall, the ball's going to stay here with Cedarville with 1.8 seconds to go in this first half. So taking the ball out of bounds will be Cedarville.
Coach is not happy. He's trying to get him to run the play, and they don't know where to go, I don't think.
Taking the ball out of bounds, and they're going to try to throw it into Maxwell. It's going to be stolen, and that'll be the end of the first half. So our score here, 42-28. Tom, wasn't too bad of a half there for the Surge.
No, they kind of came alive, got some turnovers, got on a little run. Cedarville did hold their own, come back in there for a while, and the Surge just a little too much right now, up 14, and Cedarville looks a little tired walking in the locker room.
Absolutely. So Tom and I will take a break and regroup ourselves. Our score here at half, 42-28. Back with second half action right after this. I'm Dan Albers, joined back here with Tom Benassi and also Adam Lubers and Chris Potter here helping us out with LP Motion Pictures. We appreciate all their help, Tom. The one thing on the stats that just blows me away that I look at is 18 steals by Cincinnati compared to 2 from Cedarville.
Yeah, no question about it. Cedarville had 18 turnovers and only 2 steals. The other thing, Dan, Cincinnati State 10 of 12 from the free throw line, and Cedarville was only 1 of 5. So 9-point difference right there. And leading the way for Cedarville is Maxwell with 9, Harris with 8. And Cincinnati State leading was Thomas Jackson with 13 and Winston Grays with 10.
And so Cincinnati were back here, and Cincinnati throwing up a lot of shots but can't put anything in, and multiple guys making shots here, but so they couldn't have anything get put in there. But there's going to be driving to the basket.
Nice.
Devontae Smith drives hard to the basket, lays it up and in. So good job by Devontae Smith. And Cincinnati again still putting on a lot of that pressure. Coming out quickly the other way, it's going to be Harris firing up a shot. It is no good, and getting the rebound is going to be Marshall. Outlet it to Hobbs. He loses control of it, picks it back up. Drives a nice pass into Smith, puts it up and in.
All right.
How about that? So Cincinnati running away now here, 46-28. Another steal. Robertson has it, kicks it out now to Grays. Grays has it on the elbow, swings it in. They get it to Marshall. It goes in and gets fouled. Tom, a lot more aggressive here in the second half.
Yeah, and, here's a perfect example right now. You got to take advantage of the turnovers and put points on the scoreboard when you get them, and that they're starting to do that right here.
So on the line will be Marshall to shoot 2 shots.
That was the first foul on Samuel Harris for Cedarville.
And first free throw is put up and in. So Cincinnati continuing that great free throw shooting here. You ready for a second shot? Shot is good.
All right.
So good job by Marshall. He buries both of them in. Cincinnati again put on that pressure. Give it up now to Krufik. Gives it up to Maxwell. Maxwell's shot is no good. Might have had it blocked by Grays. Marshall with the rebound. He's going to give it to Hobbs. Gives it up now to driving, lay it up and in. So Cincinnati up here 50-28. Harris now has the basketball. Gives it up now to Krufik. Get it inside to Maxwell. Maxwell walked with the basketball.
Yeah,
no call. And driving baseline. Nice move to the basket by Muck. And he's going to cut the lead now to 50-30, but what a move.
Great job using his body right there to keep the defenders back.
And Cincinnati up, as we said, 50-38, and there is Hobbs wide open for a three-pointer. Puts it up and in. And, Tom, you know what? If they are able to shoot their outside shots, the big guys, it ain't going to matter.
Yeah, and that was another great inside-out right there by Nick Robertson.
And Harris's shot was no good. It's going to be rebounded by Smith. The outlets it to Hobbs. Hobbs drives all the way into the basket. Left-handed shot off the glass, up and in. And I'll tell you what, they're putting the medal down now, Tommy.
Yeah, Hobbs with 7 straight points for Cincinnati State.
Cincinnati up 55-30. They've really extended this second half lead. And driving.
He walked
again. And throwing up a shot in and out is no good by Muck. And getting the rebound is coming down to Cincinnati. O'Brien Hobbs going to get it, but he got it knocked out of his hands by Barron. Barron's going to pull up, fire up a three-point shot. It is no good. Rebounded by Marshall. Marshall, oh my gosh, what is he doing? I can tell he was not a quarterback in high school.
And he's going to get some time to think about it.
Absolutely. So Cedarville taking the ball out of bounds. They are trailing here 55-30.
Well, you could see Cedarville tired. You see number 21 coming off the floor, Samuel Harris, and he is dragging already.
And again, Tom, that's one of the things I don't understand. Playing, we've played basketball for a while, and when you got defenders that are back and you're dribbling the ball, you got to know that they're coming behind you.
Especially a team with this much speed. I mean, they don't stop. They're going to come after you no matter where you are.
So Tomlinson checks in for the first time, and he's got the ball. He powers his way, but gets it knocked out of his hand by Robinson. Gives it up now to Thomas Jackson. Jackson on the right-hand side. Swings it over to Graves. Deep three-point shot. Good. Man, that was from downtown, man. He was almost over on the sidelines there. He's going to put it in. Now Cincinnati up 58-30. And it's going to be a foul, as going for the ball was Brandon Murphy. He's going to pick up a foul.
Cincinnati State definitely feeling it now. They know they've got him right where they want him.
Absolutely. Krufix loses the control of the basketball. Tomlinson has it down low, crosses it over to Archer. Archer. Good defense by Cincinnati. That was great defense by Grays. And Archer's going to throw it out of bounds, so it'll be another turnover by Cedarville.
Yeah, Cedarville's kind of lost their composure a little bit here, and they kind of had a little spot in the first half where they did the same thing, but I don't know if they're going to have the legs to straighten it out this time.
Thomas Jackson quickly coming down the other way, kicks it down in the corner. Another three-point attempt on a way was no good, and that was by Ivory. And coming down quickly the other way as Krufix gets it. Gets it to Maxwell, going right down the lane. He gets fouled, and Murphy is going to pick up a foul, and that'll be his third foul.
So Maxwell now with 11 points. And he'll have a chance for one more, but he's only 1 of 5 from the line, all in the first half.
His free throws on away, and is no good. He just doesn't like to shoot free throws.
No, he does not.
Robinson with the rebound. He outlets it to Jackson. He's quickly coming down court in between defenders, and just does a nice finger roll right down the middle.
Too easy.
And there's going to be a foul on Cincinnati. Foul's going to be on 10. It'll be on Ivory. That'll be his third. So you get 2 guys with 3 fouls. (60-32). Dan Albertson, Tom Manassi here on USBN Sports and Anderson Community Television. And Krufik's going to dribble in between a couple of defenders. Gets it knocked out of his hand. Gets it now into Maxwell. Spins.
Nice move.
Goes up a shot. He's going to get fouled. It might be on Murphy, and that might be his 4th. Oh, they're going to call that on
Robertson.
And that'll be his 2nd.
So, unfortunately for Cedarville, Maxwell goes back to the line. 1 of 6.
Free throw, good.
There you go.
Puts one in. That's Devontae Smith checking back into the ballgame.
Devontae Smith with 8 points, quiet 8 points. Came in averaging 13.8.
Max will be on the line, ready for his second free throw. And good. So maybe he just needed to settle down a little bit. He buries 2 free throws. 60-34, 15-35. Thomas Jackson almost gets it knocked out of his hands and picks it back up. It's like they're going to be in a man-to-man, does Cedarville. Jackson's going to kick it over now to Grays, and that was pretty easy getting past him. Grays at the free throw line is going to drive all the way in for a layup, puts it up and in.
Hesitation right there, Dan.
Unbelievable move by Winston Grays. And I'll tell you what, if I'm the coach for Cedarville, I go back to zone. They cannot handle man-to-man.
No.
Tomlinson gives it up to number 15, Barron. Gets it inside to Maxwell. Is going to put it up and in. And I tell you what, he's been the bright spot for Cedarville here tonight.
Maxwell is the answer right now. No question about it. 15 for Maxwell. And on the other side, Thomas Jackson and Winston Grays each with 15.
Thomas Jackson now has the ball at the top of the key. Gets a screen. Again, stays at the top. Swings it over now to Grays. Grays going to fire up a three-point shot.
Oh, look out.
Wow, nice shot by Grays. Puts it up and in, and Cincinnati really up big time here, 65-36. And that's Barron that has the ball, gives it up to Maxwell. He's going to drive all the way and gets it down low to Tomlinson. And he got hammered. They didn't call it. Thought it might have been a foul there, Tommy.
Nice pass by Maxwell, though. Well, Winston Grays, after missing his first 3 from long range, he's drained his last 3. 18 points.
And Tomlinson's turning around, throws up a shot. It is no good, and Winston Grays is going to have the basketball. He's quickly coming down. He gives it nice pass inside.
Nice
and
dump.
He dish it down, up and into Murphy.
Nice.
What a job by Cincinnati running the floor. What are we calling here?
I don't know, but I give Jamal Ivory a lot of credit right there. He realized that he was too far under the basket to lay it in, and he dumped it off for Murphy. And Murphy was ready for it and laid it in. And I'm not sure what happened there, but
might have been the shot clock.
I know he did reset the clock to 35.
There was a walking call, didn't call, but
look up.
Cincinnati's got it. Outlets it now to Ivory's going to lay it up and in is Ivory.
Man, they're rolling right now.
And Cincinnati is playing great defense. And they get it down low to Maxwell. Maxwell spins up, under, kicks it over now to Harris. Harris fires up a shot. It is no good. And it's going to be kicked out, and Harris is going to run it down. He's going to fire up a three-point shot. No good. And Grays with the rebound. Grays now coming down on the left side. He's going to drive all the way in, throws up a one-handed running shot up
Seriously.
and in. Wow.
Wow is right. 20 points for Winston Grays. He's got 10 already in the first 6.5 minutes of the second half. And he'll come out for a little while.
Get a little bit of a rest. Coming back into the ballgame will be Tyler Fischel checking back in. Again, we want to thank Adam Lubers and Chris Potter here for LP Motion Pictures helping us out here for tonight's game. If you need any help with any of your video production, you can get a hold of myself, or you can also get a hold of Adam Lubers on LP Motion Pictures. Do a great job, and they've helped us out a couple times here so far. And since I still staying with that press, they get it in the middle. Here's Harris now on the wing. He's going to step inside a three-point circle, throws up a shot. It is no good. Maxwell goes up high for the rebound, grabs it, and he got pushed. Yep, and it's going to be unofficial, and that'll be his second.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nathan Maxwell for Cedarville, he's a battler. He hasn't stopped, man. He gets in there and mixes it up with everybody.
71-36, 13:30 to go here in this ballgame. They get a ball inside to
there he is
Maxwell,
again.
Gets it blocked by Murphy. And coming quickly down the other way is going to be Ivory. Ivory got to pass it down in the corner to Shady. He's going to fire up a three-point shot. It is no good. Hits the top of the backboard. Well, Tom, it looks like they've changed to a run and gun possibly. What do you think?
Well, I'll tell you what, whatever they're doing now is working. So
it always seems like in that second half, Coach gets his point across, I think.
He walked.
He walked. got the ball to Archer, and he was trying to go up. He was going to pass it down to Maxwell, but he walks with the basketball. O'Brien Hobbs checks back in for Cincinnati.
And this is where they hurt you. They just keep bringing bodies in fresh, and most teams just can't do it, and they'll just run you up and down the floor. And right now I'd like to see Brandon Murphy and Tyler Fischel do a little damage on the inside.
So now get it, swinging around now to Hobbs. Hobbs got on the left, going to drive baseline all the way in. Up under, got a shot blocked by Maxwell. Looked like he might have had a layup, but Maxwell's going to block it. So Cincinnati take the ball out of bounds. 71-36, 12:57 to go here in this ball game. And they get the ball inside. Down in the corner to Shady, and gets it.
There you go.
On the opposite side, O'Brien Hobbs with a three-point shot. It is no good.
Oh,
Tipped
nice
up and in
Shady.
by Shady. Tips it up and in on the left side. Cincinnati's now extended to third. Another, again, ball stolen again by Hobbs. Hobbs has it.
Oh, he had it.
Spins it back out, gives it now to Shady. He fires up a three-point shot. It is no good. And Ivory with the rebound. Ivory gets it up on the other side, puts it up, shot no good. Fischel with the rebound. He's going to get fouled. I'll tell you what, great job by Cincinnati, by the small guys.
Yeah, no question. And, you know, the shots may not be falling, but they're getting wide open looks now on the outside of that defense. And, you know, unfortunately they're not dropping all the time. But I'll tell you what, you keep giving guys shots like that, and they're eventually going to drain them.
Absolutely. Fischel on the line. First free throws off the front of the rim, no good. It's like Marshall checking in for Cincinnati, checking in for Cedarville's going to be number 34, Muck. Where is Cedarville, Tom? Up there?
It's up by just south of Springfield, Ohio.
And Airy puts in his second free throw. So again, Cincinnati keeping on with that press. 74-36. There's another steal. Runs right into his own guy. But Shady's going to run it down. He's quickly coming down the middle. Kicks it over to Hobbs. Hobbs fakes a three, drives all the way in. Kicks it back out now
wide
to Shady.
open
Shady's
again.
going to fire up a three-point shot. Good. Yeah. Shady puts it up and in. And Cincinnati, really, Tom, they got some shooters this year.
Yeah, that's like I said, if you're going to continue to give them wide open shots, with that many guys that can do it, eventually they're going to burn you.
You would never know this game was a close first half.
I agree. Yeah, Cincinnati State comes in averaging just over 93 points a game, and they're going to have no problem hitting that number.
Wow, three-pointer.
Lionel Hill joins the party.
In a corner.
He was 0 for 3 from deep, and now he hits his first one.
80-36, Tom, man. They've just unbelievable here in this second half. Again, Cincinnati putting on a lot of that pressure. Give it over now to Worrell. Excuse me, that was Muck.
If you're Cedarville, the one thing that you cannot do is you can't have every guy catch the ball and start dribbling somewhere. Yeah. The more you dribble, the more you're going to get yourself in trouble against these guards.
Tom, if my math is, my Sachet Agarwal math is any good, they've held them to 8 points here in this second half.
That would be correct, Dan. That's very good. Very good.
Sachet Agarwal. Throwing it inside to Maxwell. Maxwell gets double teamed and puts it up. And I'll tell you what, he is good. Good ball player. So 80-38, 11-11 to go in this ball game. Now they went back to that 2-3 zone, Tom.
Yeah. And you know what? This is where you got to, there you go. They got to find the open guys. There it is.
Swinging around now to Hill. He's going to fire up a three-point shot. It is no good. And getting the rebound was going to be number 15, and that's
Maxwell again for a layup.
Put it up and in. He is having himself a ball game.
And Cincinnati State Coach Tate will not like that layup.
It looks like Thomas Jackson will be coming back into the ball game. Swing it over now. Three-point shot. Good by Shady. And all they're doing, Tom, is whipping a ball around and trying to find an open guy.
Wow.
Another bad throw, and Marshall has it now.
Goodness. Wide open
over to
again.
Hill. He's going to fire up a three-point shot. In and out, no good. Rebounded by Fischel, but they're getting it. Picking it back up is Hill. And Cincinnati up 85-40, Tom.
It went ugly, and it went ugly quick.
And again, Cincinnati putting on that pressure. Robinson said to check back in. Get it down in the corner. Hill's going to fire up a three-point shot off the front of the rim, no good, and Hobbs is going to run it down. Hobbs
wide
kicks
open.
it over.
That's just
Shady
shooting practice now.
fires up a three-point shot. It is no good, but Fischel with the rebound puts it up and in. 87-49, 50 to go in this ball game. And there's Maxwell. Someone messed
he's not
up.
going to like that.
Somebody obviously wasn't in the right position. Coming back into the ballgame will be number 32, Brandon Murphy, with 3 fouls.
Well, Nathan Maxwell for Cedarville, 9 of 14 from the field. Impressive.
Absolutely, and they threw a bad pass inside, and Cedarville going to come down the other way. Be number 15, Barron. Get it into Muck. Nice shot, left-handed shot over Marshall. Puts it up and in.
So you can shoot all the three-pointers you want, but when you give up shots like that, it's not going to matter when you get in the locker room. You're going to hear about it.
That's right. Fischel has it, swings it over Shady. Shady at the top of the key, thought about it, didn't get it. Hill's going to drive in behind his back to Marshall.
Nice. Oh,
shot
you got to make that, big man.
And Marshall's going to run it back down, throws it up off the glass, up and in. Nice pass, though. I'm telling you what, Cincinnati, these guards are pretty quick. So coming down the other way, Muck, and he throws a bad pass, going to go out of bounds. Hey,
and here you go. You got 5 players coming in. That's why they can run like that as long as they want, because they can bring 5 fresh bodies in, and they'll run you to death again.
And Denny's going to check in for the first time for Cedarville. My brother texted me earlier and wanted to know what you thought about the hiring of Tuberville. So
Tuberville, I think it's a good hire. I mean, he's responsible for Auburn's national championship team for the most part.
Will that get you back to getting tickets, Tommy?
No, I won't. No, I'm done, I believe, on season tickets. But I think once they expand the stadium, I'll try and get a better seat maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Thomas Jackson now has the basketball. Again, 2-3 zone for Cedarville. Winston Graves fires up a three-point shot. It is no good. Jackson didn't even have to move. The ball went right to him at the top of the key. Throws nice pass inside of Robinson. He gets blocked. And it's going to be a foul. What they call it on? 34 maybe?
I will say one thing, though, Dan. I can definitely see myself buying a Tennessee hat because I really like Butch Jones.
So if he would have stayed, would he have stayed?
If he would have stayed, I probably would have hung out again.
So you're
very
tell
upset
me
that he left.
You're
I know
not doing the tickets anymore. You're not going to hang out and tailgate with us anymore.
I may pick a game here or there, but I'm more upset about Butch leaving than I was Brian Kelly leaving.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just like Butch. I just like what he brought. I think he was a heck of a coach and a good recruiter, and I think they lost a real good one. Yeah, Brian Kelly's doing all right for himself, too.
Yeah, just a little bit, yeah.
He's doing okay.
Pretty good coaches when he got D'Antonio at Michigan State, Kelly at Notre Dame. And
no question about it. Yeah, Tennessee, Michigan State, Notre Dame. Not bad.
No, that's pretty impressive. Did you hear Petrino went to Western Kentucky?
Good for him. That's a good move for him.
Gray's shot is no good and rebounded by number 24, and that's Worrell. So Cincinnati up here big, 90-44. Here's another steal.
Uh-oh.
Gray's going to bring it on and lay it up and in. Thought he might have slammed it home, but he doesn't. I think we're okay that we're going to hit the 100 mark. What do you think?
Yeah, I believe we're okay. Yeah, I saw.
What's kind of disappointed that you're totally out on this, man? What are we going to do?
I did see that Brian Kelly got the number 2 running back in the country to sign.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Number 1 quarterback and number 2 running back, not bad. For once, Dan, I can honestly say that I will be going Irish all the way on January 7th.
Me too.
Because I do not want to see the Crimson Tide win another one.
Absolutely. So Cincinnati up here big, 92-44, 7:35 to go in this ball game. Thomas Jackson has the ball at the top of the key. And Graves now has it on the left, gets it inside. Nice running one-handed shot. And tipped up and in again, finally by number 32.
I think Smith got it.
Yep, Devontae Smith did. Cincinnati again with another steal almost, but Thomas Jackson's going to throw it out of bounds.
Tell you what, the Marshall and Murphy got to be able to hit that little 12 to 14-foot jump shot, especially if teams are going to play zone against them.
Absolutely. So they're going to have a hold call on number 3, Krufik. So
well, the one thing, if you're on Cincinnati State's bench right now, losing Cody Martin and Dwayne Bazemore, you know you're going to play.
Absolutely.
You're going to get in the game, and you're going to get good minutes. So you better be ready, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Jackson now has it on the wing. Since, again, Cedarville's going to be in that 2-3 zone. They're conscious effort trying to get it there. Murphy swings it over to Gray. He's going to drive baseline. Gets it down low into Devontae Smith, puts it up and in. Tell you what, Winston Grays is the ball player.
He's played a very good game. He's had a couple nice assists right there, very unselfish. He could have tried a circus shot right there and tried to get more points.
Spinning around is going to be Bonifire. He's going to kick it down in the corner now to Worrell. Worrell gets double teamed. He's got nowhere to go. He's going to drive all the way to the basket. Left-handed shot is no good. And getting the rebound is Devontae Smith. Going to outlet it to Thomas Jackson. Jackson kicks it in the corner to Grays. Grays gets it inside to Robinson. He can't hang on to it, but he does run it down. He's going to go baseline, but there's going to be a timeout called by Tate. 96-44. He's not happy with something.
Yeah, the other thing we have not seen in this game, Dan, is we have not seen Nick Robertson take a charge.
That's true.
Usually he's good for a couple a game, and Cincinnati State has not taken a charge yet in this game, which is very unusual. But absolutely rolling right now, the Surge. They got a couple more warm-up games before the league starts, and they're going to have to keep building these big guys up. Get them a lot more comfortable in the offense. But I'll tell you, Thomas Jackson is one of those guys, Dan, that he may seem like he's not into the game or whatever. It's almost like he's trying to get everybody else involved, but when it comes down to crunch time and you need a basket, I guarantee you he's not passing up an open shot.
Well, and the other thing, too, is not only before in the past, it might have been just Thomas Jackson. If he wasn't on, you were in trouble. And now you got Winston Grays that can actually drive to the basket and shoot from the outside. So they got more multiple threats, let's put it that way.
Yeah, they did not have the outside shooting anywhere near what they have last year. They had nobody really that could seriously, consistently hit a three-pointer. And now you can run down a list of 5 guys that I don't have a problem taking a shot.
Absolutely. And it's just going to take some time for these big guys to develop and get stronger as the year goes on. Yeah, and teams are going to pound them down low. They're going to.
It's amazing how big of a loss that Bazemore.
Yeah.
That's a huge loss, especially with the way he was playing this year.
So they try to throw the ball in bounds, and it's going to be knocked away. And coming down the other way is going to be number 14, Fagendorfer. Going to give it up now to Krufik. And Worrell's going to flip it around. They're just going to kind of waste some time here, Tom, I think. Going under 6 minutes to go. Get it into Bonifar. Worrell's going to fire up a three-point shot. Good, wow.
There you go, big man.
How about Worrell? Pops one in, 96-47. Thomas Jackson now has it. Again, they're going to be in a 2-3 zone. Get it into Murphy at the elbow. Throw it back to Jackson. Fakes the 3, drives into circle. Gets it down low. Wow, he ripped the head off of Devontae Smith down low. Devontae's head's still rolling on the side over here. There's a 3-point attempt on the way. Is no good. That last one was by Bonifar. Is no good. Thomas Jackson's going to take it all the way to the basket. Finger roll up and in. Tiny just kind of gave that head fake, and he just took off.
He's so smooth.
Again, you can see the great camera action there by Adam Lubers here with LP Motion Pictures. Appreciate, again, all his help tonight. Him and Chris Potter here helping us out. They've helped us out earlier in the year, and they do a great job. You can obviously see much better production here. And there's Graves with the steal. He's going to come down. He might have walked.
Left hand, nice move.
Puts a left-handed shot up and in. And that puts him at 100, Tommy, 100-47.
Winston Grays leading away with 24 points.
Pretty impressive. Going to get it into, we haven't seen him all day, was that number 50 is Denis. Get it up to Fagendorfer. Got 14 on the shot clock. Denis gets it back out now to Krufik. Krufik swings it over to Fagendorfer. Wagendorfer over to Krufik. He's going to fire up a three-point shot. It is no good. And how about Denis? Couldn't pull down a rebound, but he's fighting for it. The ball's on the ground, and he's just going to hold on. They're going to call a timeout. That's got to be their 18th timeout they've called so far this game. It doesn't seem like it. Seems like they've called about 18 of them.
They've gotten an unlimited supply, and they could have 25. It wouldn't matter.
Oh.
Goodness. Well, I believe we're back here Saturday, if I'm correct.
No, we're not actually, Tom. It's going to be Monday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they changed it from what this other schedule that they gave me.
Okay.
Here. Yeah, they're going to be here Monday at 5 o'clock against Lourdes. Yeah, I guess the other game got canceled or moved or something,
okay.
So, which is good because then I can go to Mr. Ellis is playing at the Cintas Center against Madeira on Saturday at 8:30. So I'll be able to. Yeah, that's
Benintendi or whatever.
Popped in 31 the other night, I believe. That's pretty good. So that'll be a tough game for my buddy Steve and his Marymount Warriors, who are undefeated this year at 3-0, 1-0 in the league. So Cincinnati up here, as you see it, big from Adam here, 100-47. A pretty fast-moving game, Tom, if you think about it.
It's very fast-moving, actually. I just looked up at the clock when you said there were 6 minutes left, and I'm like, well, we're moving along.
Yeah.
Because we have seen some
barn burners,
some very long second halves.
I think one of my favorite ones was when there was only, point-something seconds left to go, and a guy changed the shot clock.
4-minute delay, and he got a 35-point spread.
So Cedarville trailing here 100-47. He almost goes out of bounds. Wagendorfer now has it. Spins his left, gets it knocked out of his hands by Thomas Jackson. Going to take it all the way up, lay it up and in.
Thomas Jackson with 19 on the day. Came off the bench.
Cincinnati now looks like they're in a 2-3 zone, Tom. And throwing a bad pass was Tomlinson. It's going to go off Cincinnati out of bounds. Tim's a little upset with you. He just told him you weren't tailgating. And he's questioning that right now.
Well, I could probably see myself opening game against Purdue, but I may skip the Delaware State game. And do we got Tulane this year?
I
or is
don't
that
know
next
yet.
year? Or are they still? We have SMU this year, or is SMU still another year? I don't know. They just need to get in the league. That's the biggest thing Babcock needs to worry about.
I think he might try to do that. They're talking about, again, more movement again going on already. They're talking about the Big Ten expanding. And
the earlier they get in a big conference, the better off they're going to be. And you hate to see them dump a whole lot of money into that stadium and have it become useless in a couple years.
That's a good point.
What was that?
That was unbelievable.
Thank you very much.
Coming down the other way is number 24 of Worrell. He just was throwing the ball in. He just threw it right to it.
I give the guy for Cedarville credit because I would have stood there like, what are you doing?
Kind of like that Georgetown throw in the championship game. Get the ball inside now to Marshall. Shot is no good. And going high for the rebound since they didn't get it. And there's Marshall throws up another shot. It's no good. And it's going to be a jump ball. They're going to call a foul on Cedarville.
Yeah, Marshall's got to be able to put those shots down from in there.
Foul's going to be on number 40. So checking back in will be official for Cincinnati. So Cincinnati up here 102-49. Again, here on Anderson Community Television and USBN Sports. See if they do better on throwing the ball in bounds this time. And they get it in now to O'Brien Hobbs. Swings it over to Grace. He's going to fire up a three-point shot. It is no good. Getting high for the rebound. Nice job. Wow. Throwing up a shot was Jamal Ivory. Probably not one of the taller guys on the team, but he was battling in there.
But I tell you what, right now I'd have the big guys in the game right now, and I'd tell them every time down the floor I want one of these big guys to get the ball.
Absolutely.
And make them go to work and put the ball in the basket.
There it is.
There's our shimmy shake.
Yep, there it is.
There's the shimmy shake. We couldn't remember who it was.
It's Jamal Ivory does a shimmy shake.
Little shimmy shake. We've been missing that.
Here we go. Watch, if you haven't seen it, here it is, the shimmy shake. 3, 2, 1.
You gotta like that. You gotta like that.
Oh, his free throw's no good. Oh, that is great. The old shimmy shake by Jamal Ivory. You got to trademark that thing. So again, Cedarville swinging it around. They're trying to get to 50. And since they're still playing very aggressive on defense.
Oh, you know what I'm
banks
saying.
home a three-pointer by Worrell. Banks it in. It's 103-52. Get it down in the corner. Gray's going to drive baseline, pulls up, throws up a shot. Good.
Smooth.
That's a very smooth shot.
He's hit 7 of 8 shots in the second half for 19 points.
Wow. Great game by him. 105-52 is our score with 2:10 to go in this ballgame. Worrell's going to fire up another three-point shot.
Know what
Good.
I'm saying?
Well, when you got it, shoot it.
Big man's feeling it a little late, though.
Yeah, way too late. He's like, give me the ball again.
3 in a row from deep.
Swinging around, Gray says, you know what, I can do it. In and out, no good. And it's going to be rebounded by Denny. And Cincinnati again, almost on a steal. And they're going to kick it down in the corner to number 40. Bonifar is going to get it knocked out of his hands. They're going to give it up now to Grays. Grays going to take it all the way and lay it up and in. Unselfish play again there by Cincinnati.
I believe that's 29, 27. My addition's a little rough right now.
You didn't have Sashai, did you? Bonifar has it. Gets
28.
There he goes again. Fires up a three. Almost makes it. Was Worrell. Cincinnati gives it up again. Oh! Graves was going up for a shot. He got a block by number 24, and that was Worrell on a block.
So he hit the ground pretty hard right there. A clean play, though. Winston Gray's trying to get to 30 here. Not a bad night at the office for Winston.
Not at all. 107-55. Gray's free throw, good. You know what? I think maybe that's what they ought to have the guys do if they're in a slump on the free throw line, is have them do the shimmy shake to get out of it. What do you think?
Hey, if it works, it works, you know. Go with whatever works.
And he puts it in two. He's going to come out of the ball. No, yeah, is he going to come out? Yep. Comes out of the ball game, and Hill's going to check back in. Good balanced scoring by Cincinnati tonight, if you want to call it that.
So 30 points for Winston Grays.
Bonifar is going to get double teams. And they're going to call a late foul. You know, why on that, you know? Just let it go. It's 109-55, brother. Cedarville taking the ball out of bounds.
So much for a quick game.
Yeah, we thought it was quick. Kind of strong. Oh, bad pass, and it's in a steal. Going down the other way and lays it up and in by number 10, Jamal Ivory. Or was that Ivory?
Yeah, that was Hobbs.
Oh, Hobbs, I'm sorry. And then they throw it out of bounds.
With nobody there. There was nobody back there.
Oh.
That's when you know you're tired.
Absolutely. So we're under a minute to go, 111-55. Cincinnati driving in, kicking it out to Hobbs. He's going to fire up a three-point shot, no good. Gets his own rebound and getting it, driving hard to the basket is Fischel, but
nice, got his own rebound.
So he'll go to the line.
So the Bearcats got Marshall next. And then don't they play
Xavier the 19th.
Oh yeah, that's
US
right.
Bank.
Forgot about that one. Old Mick's got a pretty darn good team.
Yes, he does.
To cheer up on the hill.
Got to get the crowd there. Free throw's no good.
Well, once you get all the hyphen teams out, I think the crowd will start coming back.
They had 10,000 for Alabama, I believe.
Yeah, I mean it's just a matter of who you play, and you know they don't want to go down and see a 40-point win anymore. It's not worth the trip down there.
And all that money. And
man, they're good. No doubt about it. They're good.
It's got a deep bench. So Cincinnati, it's all academic here, 112-55 with 31 seconds to go. Try to throw the ball inside, another turnover again. Tom, they got to be up to about 50 turnovers.
Yeah, I stopped keeping track a long time ago.
And so Ivory now has the basketball, dribbles behind his back. Oh, nice pass inside to Fischel. Fischel throws up a shot, no good. Gets his own rebound. Is going to take it all the way up. Goes up a shot. I think they're just going to let it go now, Tom.
Yeah, he's just battling in there with 3 guys. He's had no help in there.
1:12:55, 11 seconds to go in this ball game.
Oh, we just lost a pad off the scores table. That's going to be a delay.
Yeah, no kidding. Reset the shot clock, please. So that's it. They're going to dribble it on out. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and that is the ball game. And our final score here is 112-55. And Tom, first half, tale of 2 different halves.
Yeah, I think first half we saw a team that obviously lost their big man and kind of trying to figure out where the offense was heading without him. And I'll tell you what, they picked it up in the second half and really got a nice flow to them. The defense was smothering Cedarville at that point. And 3 after 3 after 3 there in the middle of the second half, and that was all she wrote.
So Cincinnati wins big here at 112-55. They're going to come back. We'll be back here again on Monday at 5 o'clock for the men only when they're playing a team called Lourdes. So we'll be back for that game. So, again, our final score here, 112-55. We want to thank Adam Lubers and Chris Potter for LP Motion Pictures for helping us out tonight. Appreciate all the hard work they've done. And, again, everyone at the studio at Anderson Community Television.
And also, Dan, I wish the Lady Surge continued success on the road. They still have a couple big-time tournaments coming up before the holidays. So wish them the best of luck.
Absolutely. Good luck to everybody out there. So, again, our final here, 112-55. You've been listening to Cincinnati State Basketball on Anderson Community Television and USBN Sports. Good night, everybody.